What kind of scientist gets laughed out of the room for not going to college and then becomes the world's most respected expert in her field? That she was rejected, dismissed, and told she wasn't qualified enough to study animals? That's Jane Goodall. Picture this. It's the 1950s. You're a young woman in England. You've never been to university. You've never taken a biology class. Your biggest credential? A childhood full of reading Tarzan books and playing with stuffed animals. Oh, and you want to study wild chimpanzees. In Africa. Alone. Most people would have called that a dream. But scientists, they called it delusion. Jane was turned away, dismissed, told flat out she didn't belong in science. No degree, no credentials, just a girl with a notebook and too much imagination. That stings, right? But she didn't quit, even when she finally got to Gombe, Tanzania. Through sheer persistence and working as a secretary to the famed anthropologist Louis Leakey, things didn't get easier. She spent months in the jungle without a single chimp approaching her. The local government even refused to let her go alone, so her mother had to chaperone her. Picture that, trying to observe wild animals, with your mom sitting 20 feet behind you swatting bugs. Scientists mocked her methods. Critics said her notes were too emotional. She gave chimps names instead of numbers. That was unprofessional. They said she was too naive, too soft, too feminine. It would have been so easy to pack up, fly home, and say, they're right. But here's the twist. She didn't. One day, everything changed. Jane witnessed something no one had ever recorded before. A chimpanzee named David Greybeard using a stick as a tool to fish termites out of a mound. It sounds simple, but in that moment, she shattered one of the deepest scientific beliefs of the time, that only humans could make and use tools. That chimps did it? It blew minds. Her observation forced scientists to rewrite textbooks. Literally. Louis Leakey famously said, "Now we must redefine tool, redefinement, or accept chimpanzees as humans." Just like that, the girl they laughed at was making history. That one breakthrough earned her the chance to study formally at Cambridge University, even without a bachelor's degree. Talk about flipping the script. But even there, professors rolled their eyes at her methods. Naming chimps, describing emotions, anthropomorphizing. Again, they said she was doing it wrong. But Jane knew what she saw. She trusted her intuition. She believed science needed heart, not just hard data. That mindset, compassion with observation, became her signature. And that's what changed everything. Fast forward to today. Jane Goodall is not just a world-renowned primatologist. She's a global icon. She's observed wild chimps for over 60 years. She founded the Jane Goodall Institute, championing conservation across the planet. She created Roots and Shoots, a youth-led movement active in over 60 countries. And in 2002, she was named a United Nations Messenger of Peace. She's inspired generations of scientists, especially women, to follow their instincts, even if they don't fit the mold. And she did all this without ever losing the wonder and kindness that made people doubt her in the first place. So, if you've ever been told you're too inexperienced, too idealistic, or too different to make an impact, remember Jane Goodall. Remember the girl who started with no degree, no credibility, and no support. Just a dream, a notebook, and the courage to stay curious. Because as Mr. Ambot would say, you failed when you stop.